So it was a really, really hectic week for me. I didn't get to pick up my books until Friday. It is now Saturday, finally making a video. But I wanted to talk about more than just the books that I picked up. I'm going to review a few of the books that they got over there at Back to Back and show pictures of them and discuss when does a book become more than just an investment? When does it become something that you can't possibly part with? I think everybody has their own criteria. Let's find out what yours and mine are. Stick around. So welcome back, family. Thank you again for joining me. I picked up my books and did a little shopping and a little talking with John over at Back to Back on Friday because it was just a little bit too hectic for me to get out of work at normal hours to get over during business hours to pick up my books. But we'll review what I did pick up this week, and new Funko came in. But more importantly, though, Back to Back, John, they got some books back in last week that I kind of referred to in the last video, and he told me that I can, since he now has them in the showcase, I took some pictures of them and I saw them when they first got them, and I love the grades that they got. And that just brought out a whole new conversation. So without further ado, let's get into what I did pick up. Off the wall, I finally broke down and got myself a copy of Dazzler #1. Just so you know, even back, I think this came out in '82. I did not even buy a copy of this back in '82. I don't know, but I finally said, you know what? It's been almost 40 years. I got to own a copy. I was able to pick up, this is Diversity Month, and a lot of books are definitely going to be reflecting in that. So you never know which ones are going to take off, so I just tried to go with the ones that just kind of caught my eye. So I did pick up Black Cotton #1, and also Made in Korea #1. This one's actually got some really good art, and I've heard from people saying that this is a really good story. I'm actually looking forward to reading this. Speaking of catching my eye, there were a lot of different covers of the Black Panther, but this stained glass one, I could not stop looking at it. I'd look up, it would catch my eye. I'm going to go and look back, and I have not bought a single book in this run. My eyes just kept coming back to this book. And I wanted to have it. I mean, isn't that pretty much all it is? I'll pick up the Department of Truth #9. A and B covers of Shadecraft #3. Ha A and B covers of issue #5. And, of course, this is the big one everybody was waiting for. Something is Killing the Children. A and B cover of number 16, the origin story of Jessica Slaughter, and I'm looking forward to that a lot. I did not get my hands on a copy of the 1 in 25 or the 1 in 50 or the 1 per store. The sale price of what's going on with the 1 out of 50, it's selling for about $65 to $70, and for a 1 out of 50, that's actually really good. I don't know if it's going to have long-term value. A lot of people say, well, something is Killing the Children is going to have long-term value. It depends on how many copies there are. I mean, that's the whole bottom line of it. So let's get into the Funko Pop. I'm kind of killing time anyway because I took some pictures of the books that I sent over to the store, and I emailed them to myself on my phone, and it's finally uploaded, so I'll have those in a second. This is like the first time I'm breaking out a Funko art here on the channel, I believe. But considering it is Stitch with Frog, how could I say no? I could not. I pre-ordered this months ago. I do like Funkos, certain ones. I have the MCU ones. The only one I got from WandaVision, honestly, was Agatha Harkness, because I thought the other two would probably be too mass-produced. I thought Agatha might have a better chance. And besides, if I ever saw her at a show, see, if I saw Paul Bettany or Elizabeth Olsen at a show, I could have them sign a Scarlet Witch a comic book or a Vision comic book or something like that, Agatha, when am I going to break out Fantastic Four number 94 and have her sign it? I prefer not to do that. So, hey, my cute little guy. Stitch with a frog. Smile doesn't really work for Stitch, but it's Ohana. It's Stitch. Who can say no? So I'll wrap that up in a second. So I'm going to try load up the pictures real quick, and then I'm going to break down what they got at back from CGC. Okay, so we're going to look at a few of these here. I'll probably have to put the pictures up afterwards, but just in case I don't have to, yeah, he's got a couple of, these are just 5 of the books that he's got in the showcase. And he's got a Batman number 18 here, and I mean, how often do you see a Batman comic with Hitler, Mussolini, and Hirohito on it? And it is a 3.5, but a 3.5 white pager. And Detective Comics number 69, and what a great cover. Yes, it is a 0.5, but if it's because it's got a detached cover on it, it would probably be closer to a 2.5. But how often do you see any comic book, okay, especially one that is from 1942, a 0.5 with white pages? I mean, come on, jeez. And see a couple of the other ones that he got. Beautiful Abbott and Costello here, 7.0. It's an Abbott and Costello comics number 2, 7.0, published in 1948, 7.0 with white pages, and with a girl in a bikini on the cover, that was very risque back in those days. Young Allies. Oh, Young Allies number 9, 1943 from Timely Comics, Bucky and Toro, 4.5 white pages. But then the one that it really just blew my mind here is Batman number 20. First appearance of the Batmobile, 5.0 with white pages. Okay, and dang, yeah, I know there are rarer grades out there, but those are in people's personal collections, or the ones that you have to go to San Diego Comic-Con for and mortgage the house to get. I'm talking about these are books that, somebody that I consider a friend, that he got, and that brought the conversation to how can you sell them? That was my whole thing. It's like, and he said, that as much as he loves comic books, this is for him a business. And yes, would he love to get to the point where he was making enough money that he didn't have to worry about paying for space on for the booth that he's in at the Cobb Antique Mall, and possibly getting a brick and mortar, and mortgage payments and car payments and insurance payments and all the things that life throws at us. And the bottom line, though, that this is a business. And I said, okay, but so what if you didn't have, what if that didn't cost you a lot? What if, you had gone and found that at a garage sale for $1, He said that he would, at that point, he would probably keep it. And I've been thinking about this since. So, if you have a book that is worth, say, you look it up and it's worth $1,000, and you paid $5 for it, would you sell it? It's a $995 profit. It's all profit. But if you don't sell it, it really didn't cost much out of your pocket. Or if you spent $700 on the book and you could get it sell it for $1,000, would you say, look, I have to sell it so I can recoup my $700 investment? And look, I understand that a lot of people just want to buy for their own personal collections and not sell. For some people, this is a business. For me, I want to be able to sell. I buy a lot of books that I want to try to sell so I can take that money and turn it into something else. If I had the opportunity to say, I'm going to trade every book that I have behind me for an AF-15 and a 3.5, I'd do it. I would do it. That's my end game. That's my goal. But then I started thinking, well, are there any books that I look at and say, just because of the circumstances of how I got it and how much it's worth now, do I want to keep it? And the answer was actually yes. And I'll pull one as an example. And this is going to go to all the naysayers that say I don't put anything into CBCS. My Star Wars Heir to the Empire, 9.8 white page. Okay, there you go. I don't know if I could ever part with this. I got this because I was watching Rebels at the time, and I thought Grand Admiral Thrawn was a cool character. And I bought it in a Raw. At the time, Raws were going for about 40. And this one was, the guy said, look, I rarely do this, but I'm going to guarantee a 9.8 with this. So I want 50. And I think the 9.8s are selling for like 125, 150 or something in that range. And I looked at the book and I couldn't see any flaws either. And I said, all right, you know what? I agree. I paid above what was normal asking, and I got my 9.8 white page. And we all know what this book is going for now, $1,500. My investment in here is so little that if I don't sell this, it's not going to hurt me. But my profit margin would take me that much closer to Amazing Fantasy 15. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, that's easily close to, even after grading and everything, it's $1,400 closer to my goal. And I don't know which way to lean on this, because the book itself became almost like a mini grail at that point. And I think it still has a tremendous upside. I mean, if somebody came up to me and said, I do little shows, and I put a sticker on here for $1,850. It's because I don't want to part with it. But if somebody actually offered me $1,850, I'd probably say yes and then go buy another copy at $1,500. But it wouldn't mean the same to me, because it's not this one. The one that I looked at it and said, yeah, I wanted to get that. Now on the flip side, about the same time that I got that, I got my Clone Wars #1. And that one only came back as a 9.4 white page. And if I remember correctly, I paid $3.90 for it. This was right when they announced that Rosario Dawson was going to play Ahsoka Tano. And, of course, the whole world this was the hottest book in the world. But I said, well, I'm going to pay $397 on a raw comic book. This is strictly for flipping. This is strictly for increasing the budget or the bank account towards getting other books. Somebody came up and offered me a regular price on this. Yeah, I'd take it. As it is, I'm planning on selling this when the Ahsoka Tano series trailer hits. I think that's a good time to do it. So they're two books I got about the same time. They're two books that are going to be peaking at about the same time, involving characters in the same series. And actually, I like Ahsoka Tano more than I like Grand Admiral Thrawn just as a character. But I'm much more attached to the Grand Admiral Thrawn. Maybe it was because of the excitement of the fact that I got that for $50 and it's now worth so much. And the other one, I put a lot of money into, and it's not that it hasn't appreciated as many times in value. It's just that I put so much money into it because I expected it to. I think that might be it. I did not expect the Grand Admiral Thrawn to hit the heights that it has gotten to. I don't think anybody's really expected something is killing the children to hit the heights that it is going up to. I mean, the Jay Lee, I picked up 2 of those when they were still in the store at like $12. And there's one at 9.8, and the other one's out at the store, out at CGC. Yes, I have a book at CGC. It's being, it's for the Tinian signing. And that one was easily, easily, in my eyes, another 9.8. I didn't expect those to shoot up to where they are. I mean, if you had gotten a copy of Walking Dead when it first came out, or even when it started going up, and if you got a raw copy for $10 or $20, I'm talking about #1, did you cash out? Or did you say, I can't believe I have something that is worth this much, and I paid this little for it? Bear in mind, it's only worth that much when you sell it. Until such time, all I have on that book is negative $50. I have no profit at all. I have no asset. It's only worth it if I sell it. Other than that, it's expensive paper. So what kind of books do you guys keep hold of? Which ones do you say, I can't ever part with this book? I didn't expect it to do what it did, and now it's a story. It's part of my life. It's part of my journey as a comic book collector. I'd like to know these things. What kind of books would you like to add to your collection? Like maybe for the 500 subscriber. Haha. So as you're remembering to like this video and subscribe to this video and to this channel, share it with your friends. You might want to make sure that you are entered into the 500 subscriber video. It is when I hit 500 subscribers, I'm going to be giving away a Venom Annual #1 Variant Edition, signed by Donnie Cates and Ronnie Stegman. Right there. That book is going when I hit 500. So what you have to do is make sure that, we got to move over this way because I usually put it right about here. Here's going to be the link for the 500 subscriber. Make sure that you go there, you watch the video, you like the video, you are a subscriber, and you leave a comment. You do that, when I hit 500 subscribers, that book will be randomly chosen to go to somebody. If you are living in Canada, I will figure out a way of getting it to you. Okay, somebody's already asked that. It's too big a book, in my opinion, for me to cheap out on $10 shipping, or we'll figure out something, I'm sure. Okay, so as always, though, I'm out.